there would be some drama. We'd have a team go 7 straight in league crowns. There'd be a 4-time district champion and, yes, even a state champ, as well as a fun, competitive as all heck 2021 girls soccer season. And we get to relive it all on the very first fall sports recap here on Lehigh Valley Sports Scene. It was nice to get back to some normalcy here in 2021, and that definitely was the case for the girls soccer season. We'd go back to a little bit more of an original format, no back-to-back games against the same opponent like we had in 2020, but that also meant not too much differed in terms of results and the way things played out. We're actually going to start in the Colonial League with a season that ended in similar fashion as it did in 2020. There would be a switch up when it came to the Final Four. Still Northwestern Lehigh in the top spot, Southern Lehigh behind them, but where Moravian Academy finished 3rd a season ago, Palmerton would jump from the 4 to the 3 spot, while the Lions would finish 4th. So then into the Colonial League Girls Soccer Tournament we go. Northwestern Lehigh, your 2-time defending champions, once again, coming in as your number 1 seed after an unbeaten regular season mark of 11-0-1. They would have a first-round bye and defeat the Lions in the semifinal by a 3-1 final score. Southern Lehigh, your 2 seed, would also get a bye and then have a battle in the Colonial League semifinal matchup against Palmerton. It would take the full 80 minutes and 1 overtime period in order for the Spartans to get the job done, trailing for most of the game, but always with a response. They'd have goals from Marley Chase, Karina Schell, and Lauren Meinhold to go on to post a 3-2 victory to then get past Palmerton. The Spartans would then meet up with the Tigers for the 2nd time in 2021 and for the 3rd straight season in the title tilt. It was the 2 seniors in Sophia Modelis and Katie Browning leading the charge with their 2 tallies. Modelis would notch 1 in the first, and Brownings would come as insurance to lead Northwestern to its 3rd consecutive Colonial League crown. Now from the Colonial League over to the East Penn Conference. The league would be separated into East and West divisions for our local area teams this year. Really the only difference being that Allen and Deeruff would be split between those 2. And most importantly, we would get back to crowning a champion, something we all certainly missed out on a year ago. It would be Easton and Nazareth duking it out for the top spot in the East Division, but it would be the Rovers who would end up winning the division with a 9-0-1 divisional record and a 13-2-1 league mark. Over in the West Division, it really would be 3 teams battling for that top spot between Parkland, Central Catholic, and Emmaus. It would be Allentown Central Catholic, though, who would secure it with a 6-1-1 divisional mark, as well as a 10-2-2 overall record in league play. And with that, let's dive right into the EPC Girls Soccer Tournament. You would have Parkland coming in as your number 1 seed and taking on the number 8 seed in Stroudsburg. Your number 2 seed coming into the tournament would end up being the Blue Eagles of Nazareth. They would get the number 7 seeded Freedom Patriots in the first round. Easton would be your 3 seed, taking on the 6 seeded Pleasant Valley. And then the most interesting matchup, of course, was the 4-5 matchup between Allentown Central Catholic and Emmaus. That one arguably the biggest upset of the tournament, coming in that quarterfinal round when Emmaus would beat Central for the 2nd time in exactly a week. But then these 2 meeting up once again, this time in the postseason. The Vikettes would get on the board first off an Abby Kofroth goal. The 2 goals then for the Hornets would come off the foot of the talented Maddie Woodward, both of them from the penalty spot by way of a handball and then a foul inside the box. Hornets will move on, but then fall short against the Trojans. Easton, on the other side, will defeat Nazareth for a 3rd time this season, and the Rovers and Parkland go head-to-head now for the EPC crown. This one would be dominated from start to finish by the Trojans. The only setback would come in the first 19 seconds of the 2nd half off an Amina Barua goal. However, Parkland would add 2 more in the 2nd half. Olatila with 2 for the game as Parkland wins it in a 3-1 final, making it 7 in a row for the Red and Gray.
Amazing, coming in, this is all we were preparing for, and we're so excited to get the result, and we're happy to get started on districts.
So like I said, not too much would change from last year. Parkland and Northwestern Lehigh would be your 2021-22 Area League champions, and the action then in those tournaments would set things up nicely for then the District 11 tournament. As you guys know, there are 4 classifications when it comes to the District 11 tournament, so 4 champions would be crowned, but something different from a year ago is that 5 teams would have the chance to continue their seasons on in the PIAA state tournament as well. Starting in the 1A class, Moravian Academy coming in as the number 2 seed, Schuylkill Haven coming in as the top seed. The Lions will get back to another championship though, with wins over Tri-Valley and Northern Lehigh. Lions beating the Bulldogs for the 3rd time this season. Moravian would then get the 1-0 victory over Schuylkill Haven, clinching the program's 4th straight District 11 title. And now over to the 2A classification. 6 teams would enter that District 11 2A bracket. Allentown Central Catholic would come into the tournament with an 11-3-3 overall record and as your number 1 seed. And they would quickly prove why. The Vikettes would get a first-round bye. After that, they would get wins over Bethlehem Catholic and stomp the Bombers in the championship game, winning that one by a 5-0 final. They would have goals from Maddie Zoke, Meredith Eisenman, Dee McMullen, Sammy Roth, and Avery Lane. And that would end up being the program's 2nd straight District 11 crown.
I saw that our energy was high, like on the bench, on the field, like everyone contributed to everything, and we really, like, from the beginning of the game to the end, we played our hardest. And everyone worked well, like the 5 goals with 5 different players, so we worked really well.
Now over to 3A, where Northwestern Lehigh would enter the tournament with a 17-1-1 overall mark, as well as being your number 1 seed. Just 1 game and 1 win to get to the title contest. That would be a 1-0 win over Blue Mountain in the semifinal. The Tigers would notch the same score then in the district championship when they would beat Pottsville for the program's 3rd straight district crown. And finally, we would round things out in the 4A classification. All of the top 4 seeds would actually end up finding their way to being in the Final 4. Nazareth would finally figure out Easton in that semifinal contest, which would end up being their 4th meeting of the season. They would end up defeating the Red Rovers by a 3-0 final score thanks to a flurry of goals, 1 from Kaylee Hines and 2 from freshman Chloe Guerra. And speaking of a scoring frenzy, one could describe Parkland's route to the title game in such a way. The Trojans outscored their 2 opponents 11-1. It was a 7-0 quarterfinal win over Pocono Mountain West, and then a 4-1 tally over rival Emmaus in the semis. So the same 2 teams would then meet for the 2nd straight season in the District 11 4A finale. The top-seeded Trojans and your 3rd-seeded Nazareth Blue Eagles. This one was a tale of 2 halves. It was almost a picture-perfect first 40 minutes for Parkland. Not only did they dominate the run of play and possession, but they found 2 beautiful goals. The first by Olivia Kunz, easily one of the best goals I have seen all year. The second then off another Kunz beauty, but Mariana Albelli Gonzalez on the rebound. Trojans would lead it 2-0 at the half. Kaylee Hines then came to life in the second. A shot off the senior's foot would be saved, but freshman Chloe Guerra found herself in the perfect spot to send it home. Just a 1-goal game with 20 minutes to play, but Naz would be denied twice by Sophie Frank in the net, and Parkland takes home title number 6 in the last 7 seasons with a 2-1 final.
It's so exciting, especially we've been working hard since the summer, and it's so rewarding because since the beginning this was one of our main goals, so it's really exciting to accomplish.
Unfortunately, Parkland's season would come to a close following their District 11 4A title. They fall to the defending state champs in Penn Ridge in the first round. Nazareth, Northwestern Lehigh, and Moravian Academy would each tack on 1 more victory, though, to their 2021 campaigns, but see their seasons come to a close in the 2nd round. But with 1 team left in the 2A class, the Central Catholic Vikettes' magical run would continue. They'd win handily over Holy Redeemer in the first round by a 6-0 score. They'd have to battle back, though, in their next 3 matches. Jocelyn Muto coming up clutch with a game winner in the quarters, an equalizer in the semis, and Hannah Hoeing sending her team to Hershey via a penalty kick. and then once again down a goal in their very first state championship appearance. No matter though, because Central Catholic would get it done thanks to goals by Maddie Zoke on the equalizing tally, and then sophomore Sammy Roth with the goal to win it. Bikettes with a 2-1 victory and the program's first PIAA 2A state gold.
Oh my gosh, this is incredible. I mean, we've been working for this for 4 years straight. I mean, just to finish it my senior year, to go out my last soccer game, winning a state championship, I mean, it's incredible. It's such a surreal feeling. Oh gosh, it's just such an amazing feeling. We're such a young team, and we just know we're coming into such a great legacy here, and I'm just happy we could do it for everyone here, our great team, our coaches, the faculty and staff at Central, and everyone who came out to support us today.
So congrats once again to Allentown Central Catholic for representing District 11 so well and bringing home that state gold. Finally, there would be 4 all-state selections from our area as well. This voted on by the Pennsylvania Soccer Coaches Association. Amina Barua from Easton, Brianna Moore from Palmerton, Chloe Uden from Moravian Academy, and senior defender for the Bikettes in Julia Roth. Another congratulations goes out to Allentown Central Catholic head coach Rob Spatzer for also being named your 2A Girls Soccer Coach of the Year. Thank you guys so much for tuning in to this recap and watching us all season long right here on the Service Electric Network, bringing you a ton of soccer games here in this 2021 season. Can't wait to do it again all next year in 2022.